Hello, welcome to ACOS, the Urban Explorers channel. I'm glad you're here. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.
Egypt, the mysterious land of pharaohs and modern adventures. Did you know that Egypt's waters are home to one of the world's most dangerous shark species, the oceanic white-tip shark? While millions of tourists swim carefree in the crystal-clear waters of the Red Sea, rare but shocking shark attacks occasionally occur, mainly in the Sharm el-Sheikh and Marsa Alam areas. But don't worry, Egypt remains one of the safest and most fascinating travel destinations, offering unforgettable experiences to all visitors. This country is not only the cradle of ancient civilization, but also a kaleidoscope of natural wonders, mysteries, and modern luxury. Whether you want to uncover the secrets of the pyramids, seek adventure in the vast desert, or dive among the coral reefs of the Red Sea, Egypt always has something mesmerizing to offer. Why visit Egypt? Egypt welcomes over 13 million tourists annually, making it one of Africa's most visited countries. And it's no surprise. Over 7,000 years of history, the era of the pharaohs, Greek and Roman conquests, and the Islamic Golden Age have all left their mark. Breathtaking beaches. The Red Sea is a world-class diving paradise. Extreme adventures, from the Nile's lush banks to the endless sand dunes of the Sahara. Affordable and luxurious at the same time. You can stay in an all-inclusive resort or immerse yourself in culture at a local bazaar. Egypt's top tourist destinations, Cairo and the Pyramids, the land of ancient wonders. Egypt's most iconic landmarks, the Pyramids of Giza and the Great Sphinx, have stood for over 4,500 years, guarding the greatest secrets of antiquity. How were they built? Are they really tombs or do they hide undiscovered chambers? One thing is certain, they are among the world's most astonishing attractions. Must-see attractions in Cairo, the Pyramids of Giza, the Pyramids of Khufu, Khafra, and Menkaure. The Great Sphinx, one of the world's most mysterious sculptures. The Egyptian Museum, home to Tutankhamun's golden mask and thousands of ancient artifacts. Khan el-Khalili Bazaar, one of the most vibrant markets, offering spices, jewelry, and traditional souvenirs. Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh, the diving paradise of the Red Sea. Egypt's coastal resorts offer world-class vacation experiences. Some of the world's most beautiful coral reefs are found here, creating an underwater world that feels like another planet. Hurghada, famous for its long sandy beaches and exclusive resorts. Sharm el-Sheikh, one of the world's best diving and snorkeling destinations, where you can swim among colorful fish and giant rays. Dahab, a laid-back bohemian town where you can explore one of the world's deepest blue holes. The Sahara and the White Desert, the kingdom of endless sand. For extreme adventure seekers, the desert is the ultimate destination. In the southern regions of Egypt, the White Desert features surreal, chalk-white rock formations rising from the sand, resembling an alien landscape. Quad biking in the Sahara, race across massive sand dunes at sunset. Bedouin nights, enjoy a traditional dinner with Egyptian desert tribes. Siwa Oasis, a mysterious location with ancient Roman baths and natural springs. Egyptian cuisine, a world of spices and flavors. Egyptian cuisine is a truly flavorful experience, blending Arab, African, and Mediterranean influences. Must-try Egyptian dishes. Koshari, the king of Egyptian street food, made from lentils, rice, pasta, and tomato sauce. Full madams, a traditional fava bean puree eaten for breakfast. Molokhia, a thick green soup made with chicken or rabbit. Shawarma and kebab, the most famous meat dishes of the Arab world. Baklava and basbousa, Egyptian sweets filled with honey and nuts. Religion and culture, ancient and modern Egypt. Egypt is an Islamic country where religion plays a fundamental role in everyday life. About 90% of the population is Muslim, while the rest are Coptic Christians, whose churches and monasteries are equally impressive. Religious and cultural landmarks. Al-Azhar Mosque, Cairo, one of the oldest universities and religious centers in the Islamic world. St. Catherine's Monastery, Mount Sinai, one of the world's oldest Christian monasteries. The Temples of Luxor, Egypt's ancient religious center, featuring towering columns and well-preserved temples. Egypt, the gateway between the past and the future. Egypt is both a journey through time and a grand adventure. From the pyramids to luxury resorts, from the endless desert to the marine life of the Red Sea, each moment brings a new discovery. If you are looking for a destination that is mysterious, exciting, and diverse, Egypt is the place where history and the modern world merge. Are you ready to explore? The pyramids, Luxor, and the Nile, the living wonders of ancient Egypt. The name Egypt is synonymous with gigantic pyramids, mysterious temples, and the life-giving waters of the Nile. The kingdom of the pharaohs, which survived for thousands of years, still amazes the world today with its monumental structures and fascinating stories. But how were the pyramids built? Why did Luxor become the heart of ancient Egyptian culture? And what role did the Nile play in the rise of civilization? Let's take a closer look at these iconic sites. The pyramids, the greatest achievement of human ingenuity. The pyramids are among the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. These enormous stone structures have stood for thousands of years and continue to raise questions. How did the pharaohs build them without modern tools or cranes? Some believe they were constructed by slaves, while others argue that skilled workers built them out of devotion and respect. Regardless of how they were built, the pyramids remain some of the most impressive architectural achievements in history. The Pyramids of Giza, the only surviving wonder of the ancient world. On the Giza Plateau, 3 massive pyramids dominate the landscape. The Great Pyramid of Khufu, Cheops. Built from over 2.3 million limestone blocks, it once stood at 147 meters, though erosion has slightly reduced its height over time. The Pyramid of Khafra. Although smaller than the Great Pyramid, it appears taller due to its elevated position. The Pyramid of Menkaure, the smallest of the 3, but still an impressive 66 meters tall. The Great Sphinx. Standing as the guardian of the pyramids, the mysterious Sphinx is a colossal limestone statue with the body of a lion and the head of a pharaoh. Who carved it? Why is its nose missing? These questions remain unsolved. Luxor, the capital of Egyptian civilization. Luxor is more than just a city. It is an open-air museum of ancient Egypt. Once known as Thebes, it served as Egypt's capital during the New Kingdom period. The Karnak Temple, the grand city of Egyptian gods, one of the world's largest temple complexes built over 2,000 years. The Great Hypostyle Hall, a massive forest of 134 columns. Obelisks and sacred lakes, monuments dedicated to the Egyptian gods. The Valley of the Kings, the land of buried pharaohs. On the western bank of the Nile lies the Valley of the Kings, home to over 60 tombs, including the famous tomb of Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun's tomb, one of the greatest archaeological discoveries, revealing his golden mask and hidden treasures. The tombs of Ramses II and Hatshepsut, stunning rock-cut burial sites. The Nile, the lifeblood of civilization. Egypt would not exist without the Nile. As the world's longest river, it was the only stable source of fresh water in ancient Egypt. A luxury Nile cruise is one of the best ways to explore Egypt's ancient wonders. Along the way, you can visit the Temple of Horus in Edfu, the double temple of Kom Ombo. The Aswan High Dam. Egypt is a land of wonders, where history and legend intertwine. Ready for an unforgettable journey through the land of the pharaohs? The Pyramids of Giza, the only surviving wonder of the ancient world. On the Giza Plateau, 3 massive pyramids dominate the landscape. The Great Pyramid of Khufu, Cheops, one of the largest and most famous pyramids, built from over 2.3 million limestone blocks. Originally standing at 147 meters, it has lost some of its height over the millennia. The Pyramid of Khafra. This pyramid creates an optical illusion. Though smaller than Khufu's pyramid, its elevated position makes it appear larger. The Pyramid of Menkaure, the smallest of the 3 but still impressive at 66 meters high. The Great Sphinx, guardian of the pyramids. This mysterious statue with a human head and a lion's body remains one of Egypt's greatest enigmas. Who carved it? Why is its nose missing? These questions remain unanswered to this day. Hidden chambers. Within the pyramids, researchers are still trying to uncover the secrets hidden within the pyramids. Some theories suggest undiscovered burial chambers and mysterious passageways waiting to be explored. Other famous Egyptian pyramids. While the Pyramids of Giza are the most famous, Egypt is home to over 100 pyramids. Djoser's Step Pyramid, Saqqara, the first pyramid ever built in Egypt, a groundbreaking architectural innovation of its time. The Pyramids of Dahshur, the Bent Pyramid and the Red Pyramid are also fascinating engineering marvels. Luxor, the capital of ancient Egyptian civilization. Luxor is not just a city, it is an open-air museum of ancient Egypt. Once known as Thebes, it was the capital of Egypt during the New Kingdom period. The Karnak Temple, the grand monument of Egyptian gods, one of the largest temple complexes in the world, built over 2,000 years. The Great Hypostyle Hall, a massive forest of 134 columns. Obelisks and sacred lakes, monuments dedicated to the Egyptian gods. The Luxor Temple, the pharaoh's ceremonial center under nighttime illumination. It becomes one of Egypt's most breathtaking sights. Pharaohs performed rituals of power and divine authority here. The Valley of the Kings, the land of buried pharaohs. On the west bank of the Nile, the Valley of the Kings contains over 60 tombs, including the world-famous tomb of Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun's tomb, one of the most significant archaeological discoveries, containing golden artifacts and treasures. Tombs of Ramses II and Hatshepsut, magnificent rock-cut tombs with elaborate carvings. The Nile, the lifeblood of civilization. Egypt would not exist without the Nile. As the longest river in the world, it was the only consistent source of fresh water in ancient Egypt. Why is the Nile important? It brought fertile land. The annual floods enriched the soil, enabling agriculture.
It was a trade route. Pharaohs and merchants used the Nile to transport goods.
It was the location of key temples and tombs. The largest Egyptian cities were all built along the Nile. Nile cruises, the highlight of any Egyptian journey. A luxury cruise on the Nile is one of the best ways to explore Egypt's ancient wonders. Along the way, visitors can explore the Temple of Horus in Edfu, one of the best preserved temples in Egypt. The Kom Ombo Temple, a unique double temple dedicated to two gods. The Aswan High Dam, a modern marvel controlling the Nile's floods.
Egypt's living legends. The pyramids, Luxor, and the Nile all tell one grand story: Egypt's history. A country of mystery, legend, and wonder, where every monument reveals the incredible legacy of the pharaohs. If you visit Egypt, you're not just taking a trip. You're embarking on a journey through time.
Egypt's economic situation, cost of living, and safety. Egypt is not only a land of ancient wonders, but also one of North Africa's most populous and dynamic economies.
In recent years, Egypt has seen significant economic changes, yet challenges remain, particularly regarding job opportunities, inflation, and the cost of living.
Egypt can be both a livable and difficult place, depending on whether you are a tourist, a local, or a foreign worker. Egypt's economic background. Egypt's economy is diverse, with key industries including agriculture, industry, tourism, trade, and the Suez Canal. The country has undertaken major infrastructure and economic reforms, but income inequality and social challenges persist. Main economic sectors in Egypt: tourism, one of the largest sources of revenue, with over 10 to 13 million tourists visiting annually.
The COVID-19 pandemic caused a major decline, but tourism is recovering.
Agriculture. 30–40% of Egyptians work in agriculture, producing cotton, wheat, rice, dates, and citrus fruits.
The Suez Canal, a crucial income source, generating $5 to $6 billion annually from international shipping.
Industry and trade. Egypt is one of the Middle East's largest industrial hubs, particularly in textiles, automotive parts, chemicals, and cement production. Foreign investment. Egypt has attracted major investments from China and the Gulf countries, especially in infrastructure, energy, and technology. Challenges facing Egypt's economy. Despite being one of Africa's largest economies, Egypt struggles with significant economic challenges that affect daily life. Inflation. The price of food and essentials keeps rising, with inflation exceeding 30% in 2023, making life harder for locals.
Currency devaluation. The Egyptian pound is weakening, making imported goods more expensive.
High unemployment. The unemployment rate among young people is as high as 25%, leading many to seek work abroad. Corruption and bureaucracy. Business operations are often complicated by corruption and inefficient regulations. Job opportunities in Egypt. For locals, Egypt's labor market is highly divided. Some work in high-level professional jobs in multinational companies, while many still perform low-wage physical labor. Average salary. Monthly wages typically range from $200 to $400, which is lower than many other countries but in line with local living costs. Largest employers, tourism, trade, and manufacturing are the biggest job providers, followed by government positions. For foreign workers, Egypt attracts many expatriates, especially in fields such as education, international schools and universities, tourism and hospitality. Multinational companies in Cairo. Most expats find work in Cairo or Hurghada. Is Egypt a livable country? Egypt's quality of life depends greatly on one's financial status.
Cost of living. Housing. Rent is relatively cheap, but luxury areas like Zamalek and Cairo can be expensive.
Food prices. Basic food is affordable, but imported goods are very costly. Healthcare. Public healthcare is low quality, but private clinics offer excellent services. Lifestyle and cultural differences. Islamic culture. Daily life is heavily influenced by Islamic traditions. Nightlife. Cairo and Hurghada have bars and nightclubs, but alcohol consumption is restricted. Transportation. Traffic congestion is severe, but taxis and public transport are cheap.
How safe is Egypt? Egypt is generally safe, but some precautions are necessary.
Safe areas. Tourist cities. Cairo, Luxor, Hurghada, Sharm el-Sheikh are very secure. Hotels and resorts have strict security. Areas to avoid: Sinai Peninsula and Libyan border areas. Due to security concerns, these regions should be avoided. Protests and large gatherings. Political tensions can escalate. Egypt is a country of contrasts, offering amazing opportunities and challenges. If you're looking for adventure, history, and an affordable lifestyle, Egypt is an exciting and unique destination. Egypt's economic background. Egypt has a mixed economy based on agriculture, industry, tourism, trade, and the Suez Canal. Over the past decades, the country has implemented major infrastructure and economic reforms, but it still faces economic imbalances and social challenges. Egypt's key economic sectors. Tourism, one of the most important sources of revenue, attracting over 13 million tourists annually. However, the COVID-19 pandemic caused a significant decline, and the sector is still recovering. Agriculture. Around 30 to 40% of Egyptians work in agriculture, producing cotton, wheat, rice, dates, and citrus fruits. The Suez Canal, one of Egypt's largest revenue generators, bringing in $5 to $6 billion annually from international shipping. Industry and trade. Egypt is one of the largest industrial hubs in the Middle East, particularly in textiles, automotive parts, chemicals, and cement production. Foreign investments. In recent years, Egypt has attracted significant foreign capital, especially from China and the Gulf countries, mainly in infrastructure, energy, and technology development. Economic problems and challenges. Despite being one of Africa's largest economies, Egypt struggles with major economic issues that affect its citizens' quality of life. Inflation. The cost of food and essential goods is continuously rising. In 2023, inflation exceeded 30%, making life extremely difficult for many Egyptians. Currency devaluation and foreign exchange shortages. The Egyptian pound has weakened, making imported goods more expensive. High unemployment. Youth unemployment reaches 25%, forcing many to seek jobs abroad. Corruption and bureaucracy. The business environment is often hindered by corruption and inefficient regulations. What are the job opportunities in Egypt? Job market for Egyptians. Egypt's labor market is highly divided. While some work in high-skilled professions at multinational corporations, many still perform low-wage manual labor. Average salary. The average monthly salary is around $200 $400, which is low compared to other countries, but the cost of living is also lower. Largest employers. The tourism, trade, and manufacturing sectors employ the most people, along with government jobs. Public versus private sector. Government jobs offer stability but low wages, whereas the private sector offers better salaries but fewer worker protections. Job opportunities for foreigners in Egypt. Many expats work in Egypt, particularly in education, international schools and universities, tourism and hospitality, multinational companies based in Cairo. Most foreign workers find jobs in Cairo or Hurghada. Is Egypt a livable country? Life in Egypt depends greatly on whether you are a local or an expat. Cost of living and quality of life. Housing costs. Rent is relatively cheap, but luxury neighborhoods, e.g. Zamalek in Cairo, can be expensive. Food prices. Basic food items are affordable, but imported products are very expensive. Healthcare. Public healthcare is low quality, but private clinics offer excellent medical services. Egyptian lifestyle and cultural differences. Islamic culture. Daily life is heavily influenced by Islamic traditions. Nightlife. Cairo and Hurghada have bars and nightclubs, but alcohol consumption is restricted. Transportation. Traffic congestion is a major issue, but taxis and public transport are cheap. How safe is Egypt? Egypt is generally safe, but certain precautions should be taken. Safe areas. Tourist centers. Cairo, Luxor, Hurghada, Sharm el-Sheikh are very secure. Hotels and resorts have strict security measures. Areas to avoid. The Sinai Peninsula and the Libyan border region. These areas pose security risks. Large protests and demonstrations. Political tensions can escalate quickly. General safety tips. Pickpocketing can occur in crowded markets and tourist areas. Avoid discussing politics or criticizing the government. Negotiate taxi fares in advance to prevent overcharging. Summary. Egypt is a country full of opportunities and challenges. Despite economic difficulties, it remains a vibrant and fascinating place to live and visit. Living costs are low, but so are wages. While Egypt is an excellent destination for tourists and expats, political and economic instability requires caution. Are you ready to discover one of the world's most fascinating civilizations? If you're searching for a mysterious, exciting, and diverse destination, Egypt is where history and the modern world merge.